Pickleball. I'm coming.
So tell me, what's a tip as a newbie that I should be expecting coming into the league?
You got to draft well.
#1 draft pick is Catherine Parenteau.
Hi y'all, I'm Brene Brown with the Austin Pickleballers, and we pick Pat Smith.
It's all about the firefight.
With women and men competing against each other in singles, the Dreambreaker has changed the game of pickleball forever.
#1 female, #1 male. Oh, yes! She can.
Newport Beach, California is home to Major League Pickleball. This is season 2 of the groundbreaking draft format, which has altered the landscape of the fastest growing sport in America forever. We started with 12 teams, now 4 remain. It's Blqk and the 5 squaring off for our first semifinal matchup of the day. As we welcome you courtside, I'm Michelle McMahon, alongside my counterparts today, 5-time U.S. Open medalist Chad Edwards, 7-time U.S. Open medalist Dominic Catalano. Boys, the talk of the town about Major League Pickleball is for many reasons, but Chad, one of those nuances is rally scoring. Dive into it from a player's perspective on why they like this kind of format.
Yeah, definitely unique to Major League Pickleball is the rally scoring. All points are scored in this format. Instead of players switching sides, the serve switches. So once you're set on your side, you're there. You can change between timeouts or switch of ends. But new between Austin and Newport Beach, there's a double freeze right now between at 20 and 18. So once one team gets to 20, they'll freeze. The other team can keep going with the rally scoring until they get to 18, and then it's a double freeze. Only score on your serve from that point on.
Such an interesting format. And the talk of the town in terms of Major League Pickleball, though, has been the Dreambreaker, Dom. We've been lucky enough to witness a couple of those in this tournament so far on championship court. What's your perception of the Dreambreaker?
The Dreambreaker is what sets us apart from everyone else. The Dreambreaker is a lot of fun. I know a lot of the teams don't want to go to the Dreambreaker because there's a lot of nerves with it, but what it is if the teams go 2-2 in men's, women's, and mixed doubles, they go to that Dreambreaker and it's singles. Play 4 points in a row, then the next player. The interesting part of that is that sometimes you have males playing females, and the matchups really do matter. You see some of these teams throw out someone as a sacrifice. They have a lot of different strategies with it, but it is absolutely amazing to see, and it's a lot of fun. I know in the booth, we absolutely love seeing those Dreambreakers.
Well, if you're the 5s in this current semifinal matchup against Blqk, you don't want to go to a Dreambreaker against the stacked talent on the side of Blqk. Here are the standings, though, and the road of the 4 teams that are currently left in the semifinal bracket. The top-ranked team to beat is Blqk, the defending champs from last season from Austin. They have it all. But the Ranchers making their way onto the scene with some newer talent and newer faces to the sport of pickleball, the Hard Eights, #3, and the 5. So this would be a huge upset for the 5s if they could steal it against Blqk. Here's how they got to the semifinal round. Blqk made it look easy with a perfect 3-0 sweep, and Blqk not so much battle-tested as the 5s have been to this point. Perhaps that could be their ringing chance as we welcome in our 4th member of our crew, Cameron Blackwood, with more on what distinguishes Major League Pickleball from the rest.
Here in Major League Pickleball, we have 12 incredible teams with amazing owners. We have tennis icon James Blake, owner of the Lions, and future NFL Hall of Famer Drew Brees, owner of the Mad Drops, proving that there is nothing else like it here at Major League Pickleball.
Cameron, thanks so much. Pickleball is taking the world by storm. Normal people like us and celebrities alike. Coming up right after this short break, we'll have some of the greatest talents that pickleball has to offer in the world. Simone Jardim, Irina Tarashenko, Zane Navratil, just to name a few. Semifinal action coming up right after this short break. Stick around.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
Want a perfect pair of sunglasses for your every occasion? Hit up the Knockaround Custom Shop. With over 1 million possible combinations, why not get a pair for every you? 8 a.m. I need a coffee you. Clocking a few miles you. Game day you. Happy camper you. Fun in the sun you. On the slopes you. Dog days you. Happy hour you. Seasick play day you. The Knockaround Custom Shop. You design them, we build them.
We picked NYC to announce MLP is back. Doesn't ring a bell? How about now? We're Major League Pickleball, and the only thing growing faster than this city's skyline is our sport.
Pickleball as the fastest growing sport in the country. The fastest growing sport in America.
Fastest growing sport in America.
You think they've got the best street meat? Well, our street meats aren't too bad either. They've got a Gary V. We've got a Gary V.
Pickleball. I'm coming.
NYC is a melting pot of awesomeness. So are we. Some men, some women, some young, some old. But at the end of the day, all heart. And we both believe that fortunes are gained on the trading floor. Especially when some of the biggest influencers in the world also happen to be our owners. Wrap that in the highest prize money in pickleball and, well,
$1 million.
There's nothing else like it. New York's not so bad either. Major League Pickleball. There's nothing else like it.
It truly is one of a kind. Major League Pickleball, that is. The Fives, Gary Vaynerchuk's team, making their way to the semifinal matchup against Blqk, the defending champs. This would be the upset of the day if the Fives could pull it off against Blqk, the clear frontrunner in this tournament format. We begin with women's doubles, then we will move into men's doubles. 2 mixed doubles matchups, and then, of course, that Dreambreaker, if we must, for a tiebreaker at the end of this one. Simone Jardim hoping it does not go to a Dreambreaker. She is one of the greatest of all time, 43 years old, but you wouldn't know it on the court. She's one of the greatest out there. Lena Patiga-Maite, her partner, 28 years old, a very balancing presence to players with extremely high-level tennis backgrounds on their side. And speaking of goats, from one to the other, Irina Tarashenko, best in her class for BLQK. And the interesting storyline here, Paris Todd, typically her partner, but Tarashenko today in this semifinal matchup will be playing with Lacey Schneemann, stepping in for Paris Todd. We'll have more on that with Cameron Blackwood in just a moment. But Tarashenko, 39 years old, dictates the pace early and often. And we are moments away from first serve here on Championship Court. Linda Patigamaite kicking us off.
0-0.
Schneemann right off the bat. Jargine testing Schneemann, the alternate, early.
So, Chad, that's exactly what you and I pointed out right away. Like, oh, yeah, they're going right at Schneemann right away, and that's exactly what she's going to see a steady diet of.
That ball stays long, and so BLQK tying things up.
1-1.
That ball is long. The Fives back on top by 1.
Yeah, we may be able to count on 2 hands the amount of times that Tarashenko is going to hit a ball here early on.
Jargine goes for the ATP, just wide. Tie game. So, Dom, if you're Lacey Schneemann on the BLQK side, you know you're going to be tested early and often. What's your approach?
Don't try and do too much. Stay within. Play your game. There's a reason she's here.
Tarashenko into the net. The Fives back on top.
Fully capable.
3-2.
A little wide there from Patigamaite. She's on that, but good speed up there on side of BLQK.
3-3.
Lacey Schneemann back to serve to Simone Jargine. Simone Jargine doing what she does best at the kitchen line.
Four, 3.
A little long there from Patigamaite. I like the spot there, though. Not a bad idea.
4-4.
Couple of errors early here, getting the bugs out. How much adrenaline is a part of this early in the semifinal round, Dom?
Well, that too, and you know, Schneemann played singles last night in a Dreambreaker. Georgia Johnson handled that perfectly fine.
Jargine with the closing factor on the forehand.
Yeah, it's a big forehand there from Jargine. And again, it was a steady diet to Schneemann right there. And then on the put away, they go to Tarashenko.
6-4. Point 7. 7-4. Side out. 5.
Lacey Schneemann back to serve. She's the
5-7.
alternate stepping in for Paris Todd, who is expected to return for the final. We will have more on that in just a moment. Sit tight. That ball is wide.
Side out.
The Fives off to a 3-point start.
Problem is you have to get to that final first. So right here, it's a gamble for BLQK to say, oh, we're going to save Paris Todd, because if you don't win this, you just saved her for Columbus.
Discrepancy on the court. Patigamaite back to serve.
Time in. 8-5.
Jardim taking full command of that point. Chad Edwards, what'd you see on that play?
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, we're seeing Schneemann being tested and tested and tested.
9-5.
Better job there of switching back across the body, but once Simone got engaged in that point, she was going to finish it out.
Into the net for BLQK, the fives, with a healthy lead here early, looking to be the first to 11 points for an end change.
The length of Padigamite to get that ball off the tape, incredible athleticism, just to keep them in that point.
Lacey Schneemann making up for lost time. Authoritative overhead there.
Yeah, so I'd like to see the fives pressure her a little bit more with slower balls. We've seen that she has the power, but is she able to stay in a controlled dink situation, and is she able to move around the court?
Padigamite, a powerful force on that backhand. Fives the first to 11, and we will have an end change. What'd you see, Chad?
No, they're testing and testing, but Padigamite and a little bit of what the talk was is that she needs to slide to the right, sit on that two-hander, and just pull the trigger.
And for more on the situation regarding Paris Todd and Lacey Schneemann, we have Cameron Blackwood, who is courtside.
Lacey Schneemann actually jumped in for Paris Todd against group stage play against the ATX Pickleballers after Paris Todd went down and tweaked her glute. Lacey was key in helping them win that match, bringing them all the way into the semifinals. They had her play. Rachel Redger stepped in yesterday. However, this morning they felt like Lacey Schneemann was a better fit going up against the fives. Talked to Paris, though. She said she is hopeful that they take the semi so she can return with her team tonight in the finals.
Great stuff, Cameron. So she is expecting to return for the finals. Good news there for BLQK. Paris Todd has taken the pickleball world by storm since she entered it about under a year ago, really. One of the newer faces and names and top female pros now in the world. Simone Jardim back to serve.
Just getting a little too big on that. That's okay. She's still staying with the pressure. One of the things that I'm surprised about is that Arena's playing on the right here when she's got such a good open face back in cross court.
Cut off the tape. BLQK will take a lucky bounce.
Schneemann took a full swing at that, but that tips off the tape, goes out, and BLQK a couple quick ones here to get right back in this match.
8-11.
Ball sails long.
And that's what I was talking about right there. You have to test Schneemann's ability to stay in a dink right there. We see one good ball, next ball floats up a little too much. Judging reaches in and accelerates that ball.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And I think that's why, too, that Irene Tarashenko's playing that right. I think it's because she's more comfortable either way. I think Schneemann's a little more comfortable on this left side. I don't think she's as comfortable on that right side.
5 out, 13.
Third shot, drop miss for Schneemann. The fives would love to take this 1-0 series lead over BLQK, leading into men's doubles.
That's a good ball from Schneemann. She kept that nice and low. The only thing Jardim could do is try and get up on that ball. If she does get that up and over, it's going to be right back in the wheelhouse of Schneemann.
Maite loaded up on the backhand, and the fives earned it with good defense.
I mean, that wasn't the cleanest play right there. I think Jardim hit a ball that was potentially going out, and then Padiga Maite's ball wasn't as explosive, but potentially just a little slow on to Schneemann.
Side out 11.
I think Jardim wanted to go right at the body of Schneemann right there. That ball got her on full
11-14.
extension. Goes a little wide.
Schneemann
That's
working
good
her
play.
forehand in the middle.
That's really good play. She set a ball up middle, ran around the backhand, then pushed that accelerating dink out wide, pulling Jardim off the court and really opening up the middle to finish.
Blocked by the post, and BLQK 1 point away from tying this thing up.
Yeah, they are right back in it. Just when you thought the fives were about to pull away here, BLQK answers the bell and is now within one and forces a timeout here from the fives.
So if you're the fives, what do you get back to on your side, Chad, strategically speaking?
Yeah, Schneemann's actually hit some really good balls the last couple of rallies. So I'd probably look at going a little bit more into the body toward the feet. She's been getting a little further, a little more extension, able to open up that paddle and put some good spin on that.
Simone Jardim, best in class, one of the greatest of all time. Dom, it goes without saying. But what is it that separates her amongst the rest at the age that she's able to perform still at peak level?
Well, just her experience in general and where she's been. She's won at every level. She's got so many titles that I think she needs another room in her house to keep them all. But that experience and them calling this timeout right here, I know she is exactly in a position where she wants to be with her team, saying that, you know, talking about what she can do. Coaching up Lena right here is a great thing to have on her side. So, again, I'm sure she was very adamant in that timeout and figuring out what they need to do. So we'll see what they talked about during that timeout when they come back in here.
Former Michigan State tennis coach, leveraging that experience on the pickleball court. It's a luxury for any player that gets to play and learn from Simone Jardim. Lena Padiga Maite no different in that category. Marcia Frezzo, our lead referee in this matchup. So we sort out what's happening courtside. Let's dive in to strategy on BLQK's side. What have they been doing to close that 5-point gap on their side?
Yeah, we're seeing Padiga Maite take a couple of steps back away from the kitchen line to try to speed that ball up or be ready for the speed up. And BLQK have done a good job of keeping that ball down, keeping it out of the mix. And as you step back away from that kitchen line, more balls get to your feet.
We've got some interesting happenings courtside. Cameron Blackwood is down there listening. What's happening?
Yeah, they're just saying there's two different benches, but the fives are complaining that BLQK is over on their side, and I think they're just wanting to keep the teams separate right now, especially with how much energy that and momentum that BLQK is gaining right now. I think it's just strategic. They're trying to slow the game down, trying to slow the momentum, and separate their energy from Rafa and Zane that they're giving Lacey right now and get them over to the other side of the court.
Yeah, you talk about gamesmanship right here, and this is exactly what it is. So right now,
Eric Lang is pointing him off.
Yeah, Eric Lang and Rob Nunnery want nothing about it. They're going to have them move back to that side. It's a little gamesmanship here, Chad. I like it. I like it.
Getting in the head, but you also have to be careful that BLQK kind of feeds off the controversy a little bit. So if you get them fired up or get them a little angry.
$100,000 on the line. 4 teams left in position to claim it. said, Chad Edwards. BLQK ties it up.
Yeah, that's the last thing that the fives needed was a point for BLQK right there.
There's that legendary lob of Simone Jargy right back on track.
I'm not going to lie, I thought that ball was going deep. But just the amount of spin that she added with the wrist and, of course, that YOLO paddle, being able to drop it. Like, I mean, that thing fell off at the end of the table, right at the back of the court.
Lacey Schneemann almost headlining that point. The fives back on top by 2.
I mean, Schneemann's got some power in a
16-14.
petite frame.
Yes.
I mean, she just unloads. She snaps that wrist, accelerates through. She's not afraid to hit that ball hard.
Lacey Schneemann is taking over.
Yeah, I mean, she generates so much from that. You watch her, she almost got like a hitch to it, right? As it comes back, a little quick hitch.
17-14.
It just punishes that ball.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My mistake. That was side out. Point 15. 15-16.
That's a good strategy, I think, from the fives is mix in Tarashenko now a little bit, right? Schneemann's on fire. She's figured it out. She's settled in. Now you got to go to Tarashenko a little bit.
And that's one of the issues of testing a player early. They may struggle, but the more you hit to them, they may find their rhythm.
Oh my gosh, Schneemann after the first step, answering quick.
She's bouncing everywhere. Watch her, just how active her feet are here. Watch her get off the ground here. Hit that one. Just awesome.
Tarashenko on a mission.
I think Padiga Maite is getting engaged in these hand grabbers too much. She's pulling the trigger too soon, and she's got to try to reset a ball rather than trying to battle hands right now.
Biggest question mark, and she has been heroic so far in this first game.
I mean, Padiga Maite didn't even mean to get into that. She just left it a little too high.
But they're speeding balls up, looking for the counter attack. It's a 1-2 punch. They're floating it, wanting them to attack.
Wow, I mean, this is a lot of pressure right here that's been put on Padiga Maite.
The tables have turned. BLQK taking their biggest lead so far of the game.
She's airborne.
Yeah, and she's going for it. She's got nothing left. She's got nothing to lose right here. There's no pressure on her. She's coming in as the alternate, and she's playing loose and playing phenomenal right now.
So Tarashenko, just like that, game point for BLQK. BLQK, Lacey Schneemann the headline for this one.
I mean,
who would have thought?
Hey, Irina, jump on my back right here because I'm just going to take you right here. Schneemann steps up big time for BLQK right there. Gets them on the board first.
She started as an alternate. Her name quickly catching fire here at Major League Pickleball. Cameron Blackwood is sidelined with the winners. Cameron.
Lacey, not the best start for you, but you're able to regroup. How, in these crucial moments, were you able to take this match and win it here?
I just tried to be aggressive and play my game, and you know, they're obviously great opponents, but I just tried to shut it out and focus, and I was able to do it.
Irina, this tournament you've played with Paris Todd, Rachel Redkirk, and now Lacey Schneemann. How are you able to adjust your game in between these matches?
You know, it's all about the team. I'm a team player, so we have great options and everybody cheering us on, so I just close my eyes and swing. Let's go.
Great, guys. Back to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. We have the men's doubles matchup coming up right after this. All the pressure on the fives. More on that matchup in just a moment.
Are we ready to get this started? Welcome to Pickleball Night in America Live. We're coming to you from Dripping Springs, Texas.
We have received 2 backhand winners back-to-back.
Thomas Wilson is so fast.
Oh, DJ with the behind the back.
Ooh, wow, just caught the back corner. Wow.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow.
Wow. That was amazing. Great.
Wow.
I mean, we saw so many things there. We saw speed
Look
ups
at the
and
crowd
resets.
standing up over there.
For that rally, come
Steve
on.
King standing up. Everybody, so you got a standing ovation on that shot.
I'm going to say she's a solid 3.5.
Nah, she's definitely a 2.5.
Guys, look at that forehand. She's clearly a 3.0.
Guys, come on. I'm at least a 4.0.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Ratings don't have to be hard. Duper. Optimized for accuracy, optimized for fun. Download the app and claim your free profile today.
We heard you missed us. We're back.
I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas. 155 on the road. You can be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element.
Back on championship court, it is time for our second game in this series between BLQK and the Fives. The women's doubles matchup got away from the Fives, who had a healthy lead throughout the entire game. Lacey Schneemann, the alternate, the hero of that one. And so now it's Zane Navratil, Rafa Hewitt against Eric Lang and Rob Nunnery returning from injury. Let's start with Zane Navratil and BLQK. Chad, what's the X factor on their side?
Navratil and Hewitt feed off of each other. They're going to come out, they're going to be aggressive. If they get those balls in the middle, they're just too powerful. If something gets outside them, Hewitt getting that ball down back behind, that's the X factor there. If he's not able to do anything with the backhand, then he's in trouble.
More on the Fives in just a moment. Rob Nunnery with the serve. Eric Lang Had to be big early.
Yep.
Dom, what else on the side of the fives are you looking for?
Rob Nunnery's mobility. Let's see where he's at, how he's
1-0.
doing. They pulled him yesterday for the singles tiebreak or Dreambreaker. And so let's see where Rob is at this morning.
Nunnery had surgery 5 weeks ago on that left knee. And Eric Lang stepping up accordingly.
So we see the 2 points in a row right there. Eric's attacking Hewitt's backhand. I mean, that's his weak point there. If he can't get extended on that, he's going to get jammed. The forehand is by far his strength.
Well, the key on 2 of those hand battles, Chad, like you pointed out, but was Lang getting on top of that and getting it down at Hewitt's feet. If you get that Hewitt's waist, he's going to be able to still exchange those. But Lang got those down, but then mishits that next one.
That ball is called wide, so the fives on top. To your point, Dom. Eric Lang, the leader in kills so far the match with 2.
3-1.
A must-win situation for the fives, seems. Don't want to go down 2-0 to Blqk. Zane Navratil, some of the best hands in the game.
Ball was up on Hewitt's backhand, and he just unloaded on it. Like you said, if it's down, he can't do much with it. But Navratil's going to be fast either side.
We talked last night, Chad, about extension, right? When you watch Navratil and Hewitt, when they get extended, they're huge, they're big, they hit hard. You have to jam them up. You got to go between their hips with every ball at the body.
Rafa Hewitt bringing the pace early, setting the tone, something you anticipated before this matchup, Chad.
Yeah, this is the dangerous part for the fives right here. Hewitt and Navratil getting some momentum, and they start feeding off of each other. Then it's just going to be, all right, let's put our foot to the floor, and we're going to keep going and stay in attack mode.
Looked like Nunnery was a little in between here of what he wanted to do on this ball. Almost looked like he thought he wanted to speed up, but then he stopped, and then it gets in between. Easy put away.
Navratil's ball would have been sailing out of bounds. Instead, Nunnery couldn't get out of the way.
Yeah, that ball's hitting the Duper sign about 10 feet up the fence, but right into the Nunnery's armpit.
Zane Navratil packing a powerful punch on that forehand.
Yeah, that's not the spot to speed up there from Lang. You know, even though you're coming across the body to Navratil, you're still feeding his forehand. He's short, his compact is extended. The other good thing there is Rafa Hewitt with the reset, just allowing that ball to hit the paddle. The power's going to send it back over.
Rob Nunnery coming to life.
He needed to end that point because he played another out ball right there.
Makes up for it with the overhead. Eric Lang with the serve to Zane Navratil.
So I know that there was a little confusion between Navratil and Hewitt in that point, but they didn't make a mistake. It wasn't that bad of a ball, and Nunnery trying to make something happen there. I understand that, but that wasn't the time.
That's a better setup from Lang. He stretched Navratil out, taking that low backhand roll. And then once that ball came back, now went crossbody to Hewitt. So hitting both parts of the court right there.
6-8. Nunnery with the serve to Hewitt.
Ball didn't go anywhere on the return. It almost checked up and stopped.
Yeah, Yeah, sometimes with that much spin on a return, the ball just slides. It doesn't actually bounce.
Had Navratil leaning backhand side. Let's see where
7-9.
Yeah, he had Navratil lean into his backhand. He flipped middle. Way to hold that on his paddle as long as he could.
Hewitt all over the arena.
That's a good read. Rafa recognized that Navratil's ball was going to go back behind Lang, and the only option Lang has right there is to try to go down the line.
It's just full extension again. You're letting these two, look at that, extend, put away, and you gotta jam them up. You have to go at the body of these two, and we've talked about it before. Nothing personal, just business. Go at their body here. Don't let them extend.
BLQK, the first team to 11 points. We will be switching sides as we check in with Cameron Blackwood, sideline.
Yeah, I agree. On the side of the fives, they need to jam them up. They're giving them too much room. Rafa's able to extend and finish those points. Unlike before, he was getting jammed on that backhand side. On the other side, they're feeling fired up on BLQK. They're looking to take this win and take this whole match. Back to you guys.
Cameron, thanks.
Yeah, we saw some good points against BLQK from the guys over the last 2 days.
Yeah, that's your cue. Let's go.
Where the success that they had was going inside the hips. Once you try to beat them through the middle without setting that up first by spreading them,
right?
They're sitting there and they're waiting. I mean, you've got 2 forehands in the middle on 2 extensions.
Time in.
Either one's going to take that ball and just rip it. So you either got to go into the body or you have to set it up first by spreading it out wide.
Lang going for it. That was a gimme.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, this is an easy ball for Eric. He just doesn't get on top of it enough. Hits it a little too flat. There, between the hips. Got his feet between the hips. You make it difficult for Navratil right there.
The fives cutting the lead to 4, but it's go time on their side, trailing in the series 1-0. That's a shot from Rob Nunnery.
Yeah, a little bit of a miss hit from Lang. So the counterattack came back from Navratil. Nunnery just put a paddle on it. Got a little bit of edge guard, added a little extra spin.
What a spot from Hewitt right there. I mean, that's placement. Let's just find the hole here after this setup.
Big reach, just punch through it instead of taking a big backswing.
That's a pop-up. Rafa Hewitt will punish, and he does.
Yeah, reading the body language of the fives right now. They're starting to get a little flat. They're getting a little discouraged. They're trying to do things, but potentially they're trying to do too much, and they're popping those balls up.
Tagged him.
Body.
That's it. I mean, it's so easy from here. So easy to see.
10-14.
I can't understand why they don't figure this out sooner.
Body again. But I think that's part of the team event as well, right? So you've got your teammates sitting on the side. They're seeing what we're seeing. You don't see it while you're in the points. So your teammates see it, and now we're like, hey, let's talk about it. We make the adjustment, and you've got sideline coaches in this team event.
Here come the fives.
Rob Nunnery takes us back to Rafa Hewitt. Matching that near comeback with a ball hit wide. Tough to gain any momentum on that. So far the fives with 5 errors to the BLQK's 2.
15-12.
Not a team you can make a lot of unforced errors against.
That's the second time Nunnery's hit that same ball. And just watch his paddle head drop down. Makes it look like he's really going down the line. He baits Navratil to go to the backhand and then just goes over that right shoulder.
Rafa Hewitt answering right away.
It's the paddle positioning that is selling it.
Every time you think the fives get a little run going, BLQK's answering and keeping that cushion.
Ball was right on the baseline, skipped off. So the fives looking to inch in closer, down by 3.
14-16.
He's fired up right now. He gets that ball nice and low at Nunnery's feet. They maintain that 3-point lead.
17-14.
Yeah, I don't know if Nunnery's having trouble seeing that ball or whatnot, but that's the 3rd or 4th ball in that same spot where he's shanked off the paddle.
Sensing a timeout possibly coming. And there it is.
BLQK running away with a 4-point victory, 3 points out from closing in on this second game to put BLQK up 2-0. The fives trying to gather themselves. What's the advice you're giving on the side of the fives to turn this momentum around?
I mean, they had a couple of good runs. They set the balls up better, stretched out, held it, went into the body. Now, if you're noticing, they're trying to stretch it, but what BLQK is doing a good job of is when they get stretched, they bring it back to the middle. They're not giving the fives the balls now to be able to hit those sharper angles and really pull them off.
Right, and you're seeing BLQK do stay in some points a little longer, right? And so they're not getting that after they got not beat up, but after they got some couple balls right at their body, they've said, okay, we'll stay in this point a little longer. Let's not
missed your cue,
Newport
Beach. Let's go.
And drag it
Let's
out and wait for a
these
better
guys.
opportunity. They've done that. They've maintained this lead, and they're in control here. About to go up 2-0 here.
Fives still have a chance in this rally scoring format. Hewitt with the serve. Eric Lang coming up big, and when they hit it most.
Yeah, Lang didn't try to go for as much on that one jump in the kitchen where he missed that ball a little wider before on an open court.
Nunnery picks the middle apart.
Yeah, nice read from Nunnery right there. Again, waited for the right time. Went at the left hip of Hewitt. Got him jammed up just enough.
Splitting the middle right back was Rafa Hewitt.
Hewitt feeds on it on the court. He gets fired up. Totally different guy off the court. Super mellow and everything, but on the court, man, he gets fired up. Uh-oh.
A no-go. Zane Navratil punching game point on his side.
You couldn't be any more right, though, Ted. Rafa Hewitt's like a big teddy bear off the court. On the court, though, between the lines, I don't want to mess with him.
Into the net for the five, so BLQK on top of the series, 2-0. They started this game and they never looked back. Chad, what was the biggest X factor in your mind?
Well, I mean, BLQK, they never give up, right? Even when they're behind, they still just keep pressing and pressing and pressing. And you talked about it. BLQK got up early, and then they were like, hey, you know what? We're going to stay in these points a little bit longer. We're not going to take too many risks. We developed the lead. We created the league by being aggressive. Now we're just going to maintain it. Allow them to make the mistake.
And they just played point for point. 1-1, 1-1, and maintained that lead, kept it, and won.
Cameron Blackwood is courtside with Zane Navratil and Rafa Hewitt.
Zane, how much momentum and energy did the women's doubles give you heading into this match?
What I told our women's team was this MLP, even though pickleball is in the name, MLP is not about pickleball. It's about energy, and that's all we brought. They brought incredible energy. Me and Rafa brought energy, and we happened to win a pickleball match.
And when you're getting jammed up at the kitchen line a little bit with those speed ups, how are you able to adjust so quickly to counter?
Just ready to sit on it, waiting, kind of baiting them, giving them that high ball, let them pull the trigger, and I come back and counter on them.
Thanks, guys. Back to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. And so we are moving on to mixed doubles as BLQK improves to 2-0. It is a must-win situation for the Fives, win or go home. We will have that first mixed doubles matchup right after this.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
No matter the type of player you are.
Junior, for now. No matter where you're from.
אני מישראל, שלום.
No matter your gender. No matter your age.
No matter what tour you play on or who you play with.
No matter what's in your bag or what paddle you use.
What matters is your love of the game.
Celebrating the sport. And knowing your level so that you can keep pickleball fun and fair for everyone. What matters is you.
What matters is you.
What matters is you.
Unify the game.
Download Duper today to learn the power of you.
Know your level.
Know your game.
Back on championship court, it is time for our third game in this series, our first mixed doubles matchup between the Fives and BLQK. BLQK is the team to beat Simone Jardim, Rob Nunnery, putting their team out to counter Zane Navratil and Lacey Schneemann. Rob Nunnery, just 5 weeks ago, had knee surgery after a meniscus tear in that left knee. His mobility a little bit altered, but pretty good for his speedy return from injury. What do the Fives need to do, X-Factor-wise, Dom, in order, or excuse me, Chad, in order to have a chance in this one?
Yeah, I think, Nunnery likes the speed up down the line. We saw, well, we're going to see Navratil on the right and Lacey on the left. So
This is going to be, I mean, he got Navratil a couple of times in men's doubles right there, so he has to sell the speed up if he's going to do it. Oh, we're going to, they're stacking. Okay.
So I think they want, strategy-wise, they want Navratil serve against Simone, right?
yeah.
But they're going to play Zane on the left side. They're going to stack every time.
Yeah.
But they want Navratil serve against Simone.
So change strategy-wise, Rob has to do that speed up right into the body. Lacey sits big for him.
Lacey Schneemann going toe-to-toe with Rob Nunnery, a finger wag to back it up by Navratil.
I mean, and we're going to get right into BOQK's strategy here. And that's Lacey Schneemann right there, just playing hot as she's carrying that over from women's doubles, where she showed that she belongs here.
Simone Georgine testing the backhand early of Zane Navratil. If you're just joining us, Lacey Schneemann partnering with Zane Navratil for BLQK is stepping in for Paris Todd as the alternate. Paris Todd looking to return in the finals if they are to advance following an injury. 2-2. Navratil with the serve to Georgine, part of their strategy. Zane Navratil dictating the pace from the service line.
And Navratil's going to get credit for this put away here, but it's on Schneemann. I mean, what a ball. Forehand flipped on the middle, forces Georgine to pick up on that ball.
Yeah, she's, you know, most of the players out here, they play against each other a lot, so you kind of understand tendencies. Nobody's really seen Schneemann. So everything's a surprise.
Rob Nunnery, the enforcer at the kitchen.
And Rob, great jump there, good mobility. And he's pushing off that left knee, too, to get to that spot.
4-3.
ATP, a little bit wide for Georgine. BLQK ties it up.
4-4.
Goes wide, BLQK with the lead.
Chad, you and I are both pointing right. It's set up on a short return from Georgine, that firefight, and it's a short return, and Navratil's able to come in and attack his third.
The spin on the serve is just unpredictable right now for Georgine.
Navratil skips off the net. The Fives will take the break in a must-win situation. In order to push a fourth game, the Fives have to win this mixed doubles match. Lacey Schneemann has been so solid in everything this team has asked of her.
Go back, not this point.
The one before, she's sitting mid-court, just throwing the hands, and Navratil's like back behind. Yeah.
And she allowed him, though, to come up by taking those balls in the middle. She's recognizing that.
Tough miss for Nunnery.
Yeah, again, I mean, Zane's moving a ton, forcing the pressure with the movement. So when you see that, you're trying to be absolutely perfect. Put that ball right on the line. Good reach in by Georgine right there. That's her signature speed up. Because she takes a lot of balls out of the air, she stays so low, all of a sudden she'll reach in and just accelerate.
BLQK now up by 2. Score is 8-6. The Fives trailing.
I think someone wanted to be out. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Winner from Navratil.
9-6.
And here's that lead that they built in both. Ooh.
That time it was wide. The 5s cut within 2.
So that's 4 feet inside the baseline.
Yeah.
At about 20 feet high.
Schneemann speeds it up, tests nunnery, it works.
Little hitch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going.
She's got strong wrist, strong forearm for her size, and yeah, she's actually sitting. That if she sees Rob move line, she goes middle. If she sees him move middle, she can go long.
Lob option taken by Rob Nunnery.
8-10.
Oh, Jarjim just finds the sideline. Navratil lets it fly.
She used all of the paddle on that one. I think she caught a quarter of the ball on the edge guard and got some side spin.
The 5s are right back in. Ooh, miscommunication down the middle. BLQK takes the lead 11-9, so we will change ends as the 5s trail by 2 and look to regroup. Zane Navratil and Lacey Schneemann have not looked back since they've started. Cameron Blackwood with more on this matchup. Cameron, what are you seeing so far?
Zane is creating a lot of movement, which is really helping Lacey feel comfortable. That way she can speed it up, she can keep dinking, and set up Zane. On the other side, I would like them to slow it down a little bit. Have Simone get in some long dink rallies with Lacey. See if they can't create something there.
Cameron, thanks so much. Great insight. Cameron, a top 50 pro in her own right, plays against these women on the pro circuit. And so far, Lacey Schneemann has been the story. I mean, really, Zane Navratil can play with just about anyone, but what has impressed you the most about Lacey's performance and what she's been able to do with very little time playing with all of these players on BLQK?
Well, again, she's not trying to do too much. She's playing her game, right? Her game is speed up, and so she's sticking with that. The best partner for her right now is Zane Navratil. He wants that speed up. He likes that. So he's prepared for the counters if they come back. But Schneemann's been so accurate in both women's doubles and mixed doubles right now.
Jarjim testing Schneemann early, and Schneemann answers back with a clean winner down the center.
The amount of wrist that she uses is what's generating that spin. Dropping the paddle head down and then accelerating through that ball. Just snapping the wrist.
Ooh, Navratil ATP, nearly defended by Jarjim. How's this for a stat on Lacey Schneemann? There are 6 kills total on the side of BLQK. Navratil has 3, Lacey has the other 3. She is pulling her weight equally in this mixed doubles matchup. Just wide for Jarjim. BLQK carving out a larger gap, not the way that the 5s wanted to come out after the timeout.
14-9.
Tarashenko and Hewitt. Tarashenko feet up on the sideline going, I don't even need to play mixed doubles right now with the way that Navratil and Schneemann are playing. And Eric Lang is all about that timeout right now.
Yeah, I mean, even though you just had a change of ends, we're seeing frustration start to creep in to Jarjim and Nunnery's game. You're seeing it on their faces, you're seeing it on their body language.
Timeout call on the court. The 5s regrouping. Simone Jarjim trying to instruct her teammates on how to adjust. BLQK, though, is so solid top to bottom. What do you even do when the target you thought you could pick on, maybe Lacey Schneemann, is pulling her weight? Zane Navratil, you're not going to go after him. How do you counter if you're the 5s?
Dom's pointing at me to answer this one.
It's so hard right now.
It's a difficult thing to figure out because you've tried a bunch of things. I think the biggest one is to not get frustrated and just go randomly and try to pull stuff up. You've got to look. I mean, Lacey's had success as far as speeding it up. So you have to anticipate that every ball is coming high. You've got to try to slow it down, move her around. Zane's moving a ton, but don't take notice of the movement.
Right.
Still play the ball that you're given rather than trying to play the positioning that they're in.
Yeah, if I'm the fives, you have two players in Nunnery and Jardim that could play a soft game all day long. They'll stay in those rallies all day long. My goal for them is to get into those rallies, elongate some of these rallies, make some of these balls unattackable for Schneemann and Navratil.
As we gather at the net, Marcia Frezzo, our lead referee, instructing BLQK and the fives.
They're discussing that when you have a timeout, you can switch.
Cameron Blackwood is courtside with more. What's going on down there, Cameron?
I'm not sure. I didn't catch that.
So I think Navratil and Lacey were looking at switching sides.
Time in.
Cameron, what'd you get?
Yeah, they were looking into switch sides, and they have to inform the ref. So they were just making sure that everyone is set on the exact side and that it's under the regulations to do so.
Thank you so much, Cameron. BLQK looking to continue their run. Up now by 6. Quite the gap to come back from if you're the fives. Zane Navratil all over it. That was not the shot to hit for the fives.
I mean, she's stepping into these balls.
Who's she?
They're almost not attackable as Schneemann.
16-9.
She's taking it off of her shoelace and creating.
A little big there, but the switch that we're looking at is the fives have now switched, so Nunnery is taking Navratil's serve instead of Jardim.
10-16.
That ball sails long. BLQK off to a 7-point lead.
And so the reason they do that is because most of the guys on tour have seen Navratil serve a little more. And so Nunnery being a little more familiar with Navratil serve, but it doesn't matter right now. BLQK is on fire.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect drop from Lacey Schneemann right there. Jardim's trying to come in. Nunnery comes over to help her out, and she's getting that ball down. Zane just closes.
Jardim catching Lacey Schneemann on the go as they grip to anything to cause some momentum on her set. Lacey Schneemann scooching Zane Navratil off of her side, saying, I got this. Let me go to town on my forehand.
She almost had to throw a little left hip check.
Hip check.
19-11.
Elbow.
But beautiful. She goes inside, outside on Jardim for the winner.
In.
I think Tarashenko is calling out. So that ball lands at least a foot in.
12-19.
Rob Nunnery back to serve to Navratil. Nunnery following that up with a punch down the middle.
I mean, the thing with this format is you're never really out of it. You're still rolling right here. We've seen it a couple of times throughout the week, but you can't have misses like that.
Right. And now that Navratil and Schneemann have got the 20,
20-13.
they'll have to score on their serve.
Jardim taking over, creating her opportunities, and finishing on the angle.
You want to talk about a veteran move, right? Most players would have tried to just keep going right at and harder at the person. Jardim sensed Navratil in the middle, went behind for an easy winner.
Jardim doing whatever she could to test the hands of both Schneemann and Navratil.
I don't know how Navratil got that ball back midpoint right there. It was behind him, and somehow he curled the paddle around it.
Match point on the line for BLQK. Jardim finds the opening. Zane Navratil sprawling out, can't recover. All the pressure on this point. Jardim comes away with it for another chance to battle back in.
Okay, that was pretty good. But she held it and then just rolled that two-hander straight cross court.
That one wide for BLQK, the fives. Closing in, BLQK frozen at 20 on their side with traditional scoring, needing to close out this game and match on their serve. And so, don't count the fives out of this one. 4 points away from tying it up. How do they get the job done on their side?
Well, here's exactly what you talked about, Chad, is that it's never over, especially in this format, right? So BLQK frozen on 20 now, have to score on their serve. Whereas the fives can continue to roll back into this every side out. They get up to 18 now. But that still gives them a little momentum getting back into this. You know, they have two opportunities here to get right back to 2018 where they'll both be frozen. But the key is, right now, is Jardim and Nunnery are playing really well. Jardim is doing a great job of resetting and attacking open spaces. Not attacking right at BLQK, but attacking those open spaces and finding holes.
Yeah, and mixing that attack up. She'll go one down the line, one cross court, couple down the line, middle. She moved, both her and Nunnery are moving it around. Rather than, like you said, it's just you get in this firefight and you keep going until somebody misses.
Yep.
The crowd is alive and well here in Newport Beach. The fives need 4 unanswered points to close in and tie this game to stay alive in this match. Trailing by 2 in the series. BLQK with a chance to close it out. Navratil earns back the serve and the chance to win out the match.
Relentless attack there from Navratil. He was going to end that point on his paddle.
For the second season in a row, BLQK punching their ticket to the finals, looking to repeat history from Austin just a couple of months ago.
Takes it.
Congratulations to the fives for making it this far, but my goodness, how impressive was BLQK and their alternate, Lacey Schneemann.
And they came out on fire from the beginning. They put the pedal to the metal, like you said, Chad, and they just never quit right there. And Navratil with the exclamation on top with the around the post to end it.
The winners standing by courtside with our Cameron Blackwood as BLQK punches their ticket to the finals.
Lacey, you seem unfazed by this pressure situation. How are you able to stay so composed and help take BLQK into their third finals?
Honestly, they enabled me to just play my game and be aggressive, and obviously having them cheering so loud in the other corner was invaluable. You know, it's a crazy experience out here, and I was like just so glad that they called called on me, and I was glad I was able to show up.
Zane, you said that MLP is not about pickleball, it's about energy. How confident are you and your team that matter who you sub in, who's on the court, they're going to take the win?
We have the best energy. That's it. And if Lacey wasn't my mixed doubles partner, I would have chest bumped her like I do Rafa. So that's it.
Rafa, what are you looking to do now in the finals?
We're not changing anything. We're ready. We're hungry. Let's go.
Thanks, guys. Back to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. We will be back with more semifinal action after this. But first, it is time for our point of the match. Guess who it was? Match point, Zane Navratil. This point sponsored by Pro XR Pickleball, the shot of the match, the ATP. Finishing with style points was Zane Navratil, acting like he's been here before or something. Punching their ticket to the finals. BLQK moving on up. And our next semifinal matchup will be between the Ranchers and the Hard Eights. That's who BLQK will face. We will determine the winner right after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We're only getting started here on Championship Court.
Are we ready to get this started? Welcome to Pickleball Night in America Live. We're coming to you from Dripping Springs, Texas.
We have received 2 backhand winners back-to-back.
Thomas Wilson is so fast.
Oh, DJ with the behind the back.
Ooh, just caught the back corner.
Wow. Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow. Wow. That was amazing.
Great.
Wow.
I mean, we saw so many things there. We saw speed
Look
ups
at the
and
crowd
resets.
standing up over there.
For that rally, come
Steve
on.
King standing up. Everybody, she got a standing ovation on that shot.
I'm gonna say she's a solid 3.5.
Nah, she's definitely a 2.5.
Guys, look at that forehand. She's clearly a 3.0.
Guys, come on. I'm at least a 4.0.
Fair enough.
Ratings don't have to be hard. Duper. Optimized for accuracy, optimized for fun. Download the app and claim your free profile today.
We are back on Championship Court. As we await our second semifinal matchup of the day, the third-seeded Heart Eights taking on the second-seeded Ranchers. And this is about to be an interesting matchup. You're seeing Rachel Recker in the pink shorts on the other side of the court for the Heart Eights, but not to worry, Georgia Johnson will be back. We did get confirmation that she is indeed back in this one. And if you're new here with the format, we begin with women's doubles in this 4-game series. Here's the Heart Eights lineup: Georgia Johnson, Susanna Barr, Andre Deescu, and Johnson Cola. They've got a mix of veteran presence and youth with the 15-year-old Georgia Johnson. And so up first, we're going to see the pairing of Georgia Johnson and Susanna Barr, who balance each other with experience and that powerful, youthful zest. What works well in their partnership, Dom?
The veteran leadership of Susanna Barr, and just the fact that she's a gamer. She feeds off these kind of moments, and so she's trying to help Georgia Johnson stay in points. And when Susanna Barr's energy is high, Georgia Johnson's energy is high, and that just helps Georgia settle in and get into the point and the game.
And on the other side, for the Ranchers, it's going to be Anna Bright and her partner Jackie Kawamoto for the first game. Their male counterparts, James Ignatowicz and DJ Young. And this is an intriguing team, entirely different from what we saw in the first MLP event this season in Austin. What stands out to you about the competitive Anna Bright and her partner Jackie Kawamoto, who rarely misses on the pickleball court?
Well, super solid. Jackie Kawamoto is going to get everything back, just like sister Jade, which the Heart Eights went through yesterday. Jackie's going to be very similar from the right-hand side, though, and so she's going to get everything back and look for Anna Bright to be aggressive and set up herself. Jackie's going to set up Anna to put points away. Anna's going to be very aggressive, want to speed that ball up. So that's going to be a difference maker, I think, is Anna Bright speeding it up as opposed to the defense of Susanna Barr and Georgia Johnson. See if they can neutralize that.
We're going to step aside for just a moment, and when we return, we will have our first matchup between these two teams featuring women's doubles and more insight coming your way after this short break.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
No matter the type of player you are.
Junior, for now. No matter where you're from.
אני מישראל, שלום.
No matter your gender.
No matter your age.
No matter what tour you play on or who you play with.
No matter what's in your bag or what paddle you use.
What matters is your love of the game.
Celebrating the sport.
And knowing your level so that you can keep pickleball fun and fair for everyone.
What matters is you.
What matters is you.
What matters is you.
Unify the game.
Download Duper today to learn the power of you.
Know your level.
Know your game.
we picked NYC to announce MLP is back. Doesn't ring a bell? How about now? We're Major League Pickleball, and the only thing growing faster than this city's skyline is our sport.
Pickleball as the fastest growing sport in the country.
The fastest growing sport in America.
Fastest growing sport in America.
You think they've got the best street meat? Well, our street meats aren't too bad either. They've got a Gary V. We've got a Gary V.
Pickleball. I'm coming.
NYC is a melting pot of awesomeness. So are we. Some men, some women, some young, some old. But at the end of the day, all heart. And we both believe that fortunes are gained on the trading floor. Especially when some of the biggest influencers in the world also happen to be our owners. Wrap that in the highest prize money in pickleball and, well,
$1 million.
there's nothing else like it. New York's not so bad either. Major League Pickleball. There's nothing else like it.
Major League Pickleball continues on from Newport Beach, back on championship court as we await the second semifinal matchup this morning between the Hard Eights and the Ranchers. Blqk awaiting the winner of this matchup in the finals, and the second semifinal matchup is set to start at 11:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go grab a snack, come right back. In about 45 minutes, we will have the match coverage for you at that time. We'll see you in just a bit. Hold tight. It's going to be one of the best pickleball matches we've seen so far in the tournament.
Pickleball. I'm coming.
So tell me, what's a tip as a newbie that I should be expecting coming into the league?
You got to draft well.
#1 draft pick is Catherine Parenteau.
Hi y'all, I'm Brene Brown with the Austin Pickleballers, and we pick Pat Smith.
It's all about the firefight.
With women and men competing against each other in singles, the Dreambreaker has changed the game of pickleball forever.
#1 female, #1 male. Oh, yes! Yes!
Newport Beach is home to Major League Pickleball. We began with 12 teams at the start of this tournament. Only 3 remain as we get you set for our second semifinal matchup this morning between the Hard Eights and the Ranchers. The Ranchers have yet to lose a team match this tournament, and the Hard Eights would like to change that. If you're new here, 12 teams were drafted of 4 players in early May. Here are the Hard Eights. And our first matchup of 4 games will be women's doubles to lead us off. That will be Georgia Johnson and Susanna Barr partnering up for that one. We will then go on to men's doubles and 2 mixed doubles matchups. They'll be squaring off against the Ranchers, a spicy combination, which we'll get to in just a moment. But as it relates to the Ranchers, Jackie Kawamoto and Anna Bright. Bright is one of the most competitive women on the circuit. She's new to the sport and bursted onto the scene. Plays with as much firepower as she does finesse, but Jackie and Anna complement each other so well on the court. What are your expectations and what gives in this first women's doubles matchup? Dom?
Well, Anna Bright and Jackie Kawamoto, kind of 2 contradicting styles, but that always kind of works. It's a good combination for teammates. Anna Bright, very vocal, very loud. You're going to hear her cheering very loudly with her partner. And on the other side of the ball with the Hard Eights, Georgia Johnson going to feed off of the energy of Susanna Barr. Susanna Barr, Chad, you and I were talking to her before this started, and we did. We called her, kind of an awkward and annoying player to play against. But what we mean by that is it's very challenging because her shots are just not as conventional as most players, right?
Well, you called her awkward and annoying. Let's just put it that way. There's no we in that one. But yeah, I mean, we talk about baseball, and that's our background. It's a little bit of funkiness, and you want that. You want the unpredictability of the direction that they're going. A lot of these players are reading paddles, they're reading hands, and Susanna has the ability to have the hand set in one direction and a quick change, whether it's with the wrist or whether it's with a push, that just keeps her opponents off balance.
Yeah, and we'll see how Anna Bright and Jackie Kawamoto handle it. They've both seen Susanna play, so they know her game. So it'll be good to see, kind of the adjustments being made within. But I'm going to look for Susanna to try and hype up Georgia Johnson really quickly in this matchup.
Yeah, and with Anna Bright on the other side, when she came on the Pro Tour, she was, made this big splash because she's ripping balls from the shoelaces with a two-hander, with a forehand, two-handed backhand, forehand, and being able to keep those balls in. They're coming up at your face, you're getting out of the way, and it's dropping 2 feet inside the baseline.
Yeah, and I was at that coming out party in Punta Gorda. They played against Simone and Corinne, and it was Anna Bright and Georgia Johnson.
Yep.
And they beat Simone and Corinne, and it was her coming out party. Now, she did have a little lull after that, right? It came back down to reality. And a lot of players, they could fail and kind of suck it in and be like, okay, well, maybe I'm not that much. Anna went to work, and she got better. And that's why she is where she is right now.
Time now to welcome in the 4th member of our crew, top 50 pro, Cameron Blackwood, who is on the pro circuit and knows a thing or two about this matchup. What are you watching for on both sides, Cameron?
I'm looking for the Georgia and Anna matchup. They train together every single day back home. They know each other's game very well. My key factor here is going to be Susanna Barr. If she can come out strong, set Georgia up, I'm looking for them to take an aggressive lead.
Great stuff, Cameron. Thanks so much. Susanna Barr, as competitive as they come. And at some point in this tournament, I want to see what the percentage is of who wins the match when the women's doubles goes in favor of a particular team. As for now, it is Jackie Kawamoto back to the serve, the former University of Dayton tennis star. And we're off. Anna Bright finds the opening deep to the baseline.
Little miscommunication there. Susanna called yours as it was going over her left shoulder.
1-0.
Georgia's really got to step in and use that power that she has.
Anna Bright coming out fiery as we anticipated.
2-0.
Ranchers up 2-0.
A little slow start here for the hard eights, going down 3-0 in a matchup of 2 4-0 teams here.
Jackie Kawamoto takes over the serve. 26 years old, based out of Indianapolis. Short to the net, the hard eights crack the scoreboard.
Yeah, finally the hard eights got into a dink rally, right? And that's what they want to get into. They want to slow down Anna Bright and Kawamoto here.
What a speed up and a sideline find for Jackie Kawamoto.
Yeah, Barr's ball floating just a little too high, but Jackie reaching in, not doing a whole lot, using the strength of the wrist and the forehand, really getting underneath the ball and adding that top spin.
Anna Bright pulls Susanna Barr to the middle and then brings her out wide.
It was a good job by Anna Bright. She went drive and then got Susanna Barr pulled to the middle and found that opening. Sensing possibly a timeout here from the hard eights. If you're going to, it's going to be now.
7-1.
Anna Bright with the serve, up by 5. Anna Bright loves the hand battles. She got one there.
Yeah, and that's the power that we were talking about before play started. She's going to take those balls, and once she gets into that fight, she does an excellent job of being aggressive, but she extends through it, and then she ends up back in the ready position to then pull the trigger again, not getting too big coming across the body.
Yeah, and the issue here right now for the hard eights is that this big lead, all it does is it loosens up the ranchers, right? And they want to play loose and fast, and this just allows that because you have that lead.
Cameron is courtside right behind the ranchers. What are you gathering so far, Cameron?
Anna loves to speed up down the line. That is her bread and butter shot. If this continues, to happen where the 8s are, if the Ranchers are running away with this, I would like to see Georgia and Susanna switch sides. I like the matchup of Georgia going straight up with Anna.
Great stuff, Cameron. Thanks so much. The Hard 8s need something, anything, to get going here against the Ranchers. Anna Bright and Jackie Kawamoto have been solid throughout this tournament, and they came out to a roaring start so far.
Let's hear it!
Jackie Kawamoto, originally from Hawaii, first discovered pickleball in 2018. Her dad introduced both her and her twin, Jade, to the sport. Lob gone long for Susanna Barr, but the right choice.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad idea right there. Had both Bright and Kawamoto leaning in hard.
Anna Bright loading up on every single shot. How do you stop her, Chad?
Well, the thing that allows Anna Bright to do that is her partner. She's got so much confidence that Kawamoto can get everything back that she can take the risks.
There she is again, loading up on the backhand. And so the Ranchers off to the 11-point start. So we will switch sides. And she is so lethal with that two-handed backhand, the former tennis star in her own right. What else makes her and Jackie a dynamic duo?
It's just, it's exactly what you pointed out, Chad. It's that Anna Bright is able to play as free as she is right now because of Jackie Kawamoto and what she's able to do defensively. Every ball that Georgia Johnson and Susanna Barr hit is coming back. Nothing is getting past them. They're keeping every ball in play, and that's big part to Kawamoto keeping it in play and letting Anna Bright do her thing.
What strategy are the Hard 8s talking over on their side to reset and regroup?
I think you've got to try and keep the ball away from Anna Bright as much as you can, but again, Kawamoto's getting them back. Slow the ball down, get into a cross-court battle with Jackie, and see if we can move it around a little bit.
There's the power of Georgia Johnson, the 15-year-old sensation, based out of South Florida. What created this opening?
Well, if you got to go now, and that's, again, it's staying consistent. They're going to Jackie right now. That caused that right there, and they need to keep going to Jackie. They're trying to get it there, but unfortunately their bar off the top of the tape.
Yeah, that's a little bit of the footwork there. Barr taking a step back to potentially guard against Bright's attack, and then not able to get it over the net when she goes soft.
Just wide for Johnson, who's picking up the pace. And the lead widens for the Ranchers.
The defense causes that mess. The balls keep coming back, so you try to go bigger and you try to go for more, and you're going to spray it every time that you try to do it.
Loaded up once again, takes the bounce off the net. Ranchers aren't looking back.
I mean, that's a good point construction, though, from the Hard 8s. That gave them a much better chance to stay in that point. Unfortunate for the bounce right there.
Susanna Barr with the fadeaway on that forehand.
The fadeaway inside out?
Inside out. Get right behind the ball, and then you can go either direction there. I still think they can't get in a hands battle with Bright. They need to reset a couple of those balls where she attacks.
Not going to happen that time. Ranchers continue to roll on the serve of Anna Bright.
15-3.
That ball is wide. Jackie Kawamoto takes over. Anna Bright, by the way, in the hands battles, told me before this she doesn't really know what she's doing. That's what Jackie's there for. I don't believe her when she says that.
No.
Said she loves it, though.
See the ball hit the ball.
Just wide for Susanna Barr. They just can't seem to find a rhythm on the side of the Hard Eights. Is it more what the Ranchers are doing or what the Hard Eights aren't doing?
They're trying to pull them so wide and create holes because they're getting everything back. So they're trying to find some sort of hole or chink in the armor.
Yeah, again, right there. I think the approach here is instead of trying to spread them out so much, go inside the body, go to the feet, go to left foot, where that's a much more difficult ball to do something with.
Just wide for Anna Bright. Susanna Barr taking a much-needed break.
4-18.
Into the net for Barr. Trading sideouts and points. The Ranchers 2 points away from getting the edge in the series.
Wow.
Georgia Johnson needs to get going.
Yeah, she finally gets the angle there, right, and pulls Anna Bright off the court. I mean, Kawamoto still gets a paddle on that. I mean, creates the hole. Great job by Johnson there.
Anna Bright with a come on, let's go. Game point on her side.
25.
Anna Bright started it with the Ernie. Jackie Kawamoto able to finish it off, holding the Hard Eights to just 5 points. How were the Ranchers able to get the job done here, Jack?
Well, and that's part of the Kawamoto factor right there. Anna is just playing loose and free and going for things. She goes for the Ernie right there. And Jackie's right there, middle of the court, to then put that ball away. If your partner isn't as solid on defense there or is potentially as aggressive as you are, now they're fighting for balls.
Right.
Cameron Blackwood is standing by with the winners. Cameron.
Jackie, dominant performance. Tell us the strategy you had going into this game.
We just didn't want to miss any balls, and that's what we did. We just kept it in play and let the other team make the mistakes.
And Anna, how important is it to you to have a player like Jackie that keeps every ball in play?
It's everything. It's everything. You know, it's like we came out a little tight. They came out a little tighter, but even if we didn't hit a perfect drop, I hit a couple that were poor, we can scrap out those points because we're both so good defensively and make our way up to the line and really make them fight for every point they're going to win.
Thanks, guys. Back to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. They are scrappy and they play with a lot of grit, and we are just getting started here on Championship Court. James Ignatowicz and his partner getting set for men's doubles coming up right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Are we ready to get this started? Welcome to Pickleball Night in America Live. We're coming to you from Dripping Springs, Texas.
We have received 2 backhand winners back-to-back.
Thomas Wilson is so fast.
Oh, DJ with the behind the back.
Ooh, wow, just caught the back corner.
Wow. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Wow.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Great
Wow.
I mean, we saw so many things there. We saw speed
Look
ups
at the
and
crowd
resets.
standing up over there.
For that rally, come
Steve
on.
King
now.
standing up. Everybody, she got a standing ovation on that shot.
I'm gonna say she's a solid 3.5.
Nah, she's definitely a 2.5.
Guys, look at that forehand. She's clearly a 3.0.
Guys, come on. I'm at least a 4.0.
Fair enough.
Ratings don't have to be hard. Duper. Optimized for accuracy, optimized for fun. Download the app and claim your free profile today.
We are back on championship court. It is time for the second game in this series matchup between the Hard Eights and the Ranchers. Anna Bright and Jackie Kawamoto setting the tone for the men's doubles matchup. They absolutely ran away with game number one, so the pressure is on Johnson Cole and Andre Deescu. On the other side, it's James Ignatowicz, his first appearance on the Major League Pickleball circuit. A newer name in pickleball, former tennis star of Vanderbilt. His partner, DJ Young, also one of the young, talented, star-studded players, newer to the name of pickleball. So what should we know about these two?
I mean, DJ Young, first and foremost, he's got all the shots in the book. 22 years of age, been around pickleball a while. I've seen him for at least the last 4 or 5 years playing. He's really grown up as a player, though, got a lot more consistent. When DJ is on, I've seen him on this court a year and a half ago, absolutely running through people. When he is on, he's on. He just needs to stay consistent.
James Ignatowicz, still in college, by the way. Former tennis player at Vanderbilt. He is continuing his degree. He's heading into his senior year. Wouldn't be a bad way to kick off senior year with $25,000 in your pocket if the Ranchers can indeed win it in the finals. $100,000 cash prize on the line for all the teams. Johnson Cola on your screen there. He is representing the Hard Eights. And his partner, Andre Deescu, is on the return. Hands battle to start it. DJ Young rifles one through.
Dom and I were talking in the break. So Young and Ignatowicz are either going to be on or they're going to be off. They're both aggressive players. And I think Sincola and Deescu kind of have to weather the storm a little bit at the start here to finally get their rhythm.
Yep, absolutely. And you need to avoid the Ignatowicz two-handed backhand.
Andre Deescu finds a break and a rare opening down the line.
Well, they needed that because it looked like Young and Ignatowicz were fired up. Quick 2-0 lead.
1-2.
Sincola and Deescu needed that answer.
miss on that backhand. What else do you see?
So you got to watch out for DJ Young running around his forehand dink. He can do so much with it. Very similar to Pablo Tellez. He's looking to do at least 3 different things with that. Flip it down the line, middle, and down the sideline.
I think the early goal for the hard eights here is to go at James, test him and his soft game. He's the singles X factor in this one, but he's still trying to develop that doubles game.
Donowich causing the error on Sincola.
Speeding it up at him isn't the way to go.
No, not at all.
All hands team on the side of the Ranchers. Short for DJ Young. John Sincola will take back the serve. Just long for Sincola. A couple of unforced errors, but the Ranchers maybe forcing them into the perfect shot.
Yeah, I like that move, though, from Sincola right there. You just got to control it a little more because Ignatowicz was going for the Ernie.
Yeah, I think the move made him speed that up a little bit more.
Tehescu finds the baseline and the point. The hard eight's keeping this a close game. It's veterans versus the young guys.
Yeah, Sincola just stayed nice and calm, allowed that ball, that play to develop to go around the post. I think James is kind of questioning it as well, but yeah, I mean, they weather that storm again. DJ Young reaching in, really rolling that, snapping that wrist, and they just, I mean, it's the whole thing. Get one more ball back each time.
That's a great read from Tehescu in the middle right there. DJ Young has been rolling that backhand, cross court, cross court, cross court. He saw Sincola hit a good drop. He pinched middle, ends up putting that ball away.
Right back in it.
I think just a few too many balls going cross court there to DJ. He's reaching in, he's taking balls out of the air, taking away time from Sincola, staying in that.
Right there. I know that's probably not the right test, speeding up, but they have to make him a little more. I'm sensing his dinks aren't as crisp either as DJ Young.
So if it's not to speed it up, then what is it? Slow it down to him? To his backhand? To his forehand?
I'd say his forehand. Because there is the backhand.
Frustrated with that miss. What caused it?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting into this hands battle, and both DJ and James are so fast and so compact with the swings. But on your previous point, that yeah, going to the forehand of James and getting it a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm. Right, getting it at his foot, his right foot right there. Just keep trading side outs here. No one can pull away.
Young lets it fly, and the Ranchers back on top.
That's a really good job of letting that ball go from DJ Young. Perfect speed up, taking that ball out in front, and then wanted to hit it, but recognizing it's going to sail deep.
forehand. He's patty caking this and just pushing it back, whereas Young's cutting through it and putting pressure on his dink. I want to see him go to more Ignatowicz's forehand dink.
James Ignatowicz with the backhanded Ernie.
So DJ actually set up that ball there. Yo, John goes to run around the backhand because, again, DJ's slicing and cutting that backhand out wide or pushing it out wide.
Oh,
who's swinging this is on?
Andre Daescu responding.
I think Daescu has to get involved more. He's got to crash the middle a little bit, especially if they're going to keep pushing Sinkola out wider. He's a big man. Take that middle. Use the reach that he has. Yeah, he can come back and get that one. He's left foot center line. He's going to bait DJ into going down the line, and he can come back, and now he's extended to get some power.
Right, and what DJ's going to do eventually, he's going to maybe flatten that ball to the middle, and then Andre will be able to step in and go to the right foot of James, and now they get that scenario they want.
The Hard Eights, the first team to 11. We are changing ends, which means we now welcome in Cameron Blackwood with more insight.
Look for Johnson Kola to be the key factor in this match. He's slowing it down, moving the ball around so Andre can capitalize on it. What they don't want to do is get into the game that DJ and James want, which is that quick hands battle.
Cameron, great stuff. Thanks so much. The Hard Eights have shifted the momentum in your eyes. Other than pulling back from the hands battle, what else is working on their side?
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see Daescu get involved a little bit more. He's putting the pressure on, and you've got to put that pressure on against two fiery players like James and DJ. They want to speed that ball up. We saw a couple of speed ups from DJ that aren't the best balls, right? He's trying to speed up a ball that's going behind him, his back foot, and it's hitting it up, or he's missing it into the net.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You know, Chad, is that they're getting Andre involved a little more. He needs to get involved. He needs to be able to go to that cross-court dink to the right foot of Ignatowicz.
Sinkola with the serve. DJ Young catching Sinkola on his heels.
John was on his heels from the get-go on that point because he had a ball that came out in the air that he didn't. And he ended up on his heels.
John Sinkola answers back promptly.
Sinkola sitting dead red right there, Chad.
Yeah, James already up there. I was almost like, hey, let's go at James' first ball, but then he makes the adjustment. Second ball after he takes one more step forward.
Ambitious ATP. No success there.
You stole my word.
Very ambitious.
Yeah, it's hard enough to hit the ATP there, but let alone when you're back at the baseline.
How about that finish, Andre Daescu, looking to get his involvement back to par.
I'm not sure who hit it. They're both there. Paddle tap in the middle. They'll take it either way. Two-point lead. What's this? This is a huge lead.
I'm a little surprised at the miss there from Young. I mean, that's kind of his setup shot right there to run around the backhand, hit that inside out forehand.
James Ignatowicz coming to length for the Ranchers.
Well, that's the forehand you want to avoid right there, not the speed up. You don't want that waist high or chest high. You want it at his foot.
Well-placed shot for John Sinkola. Take back the serve.
He cut that ball in half. It had a ton of backspin on it. Ball hit, didn't even bounce, and then actually kicked back towards the net.
And another error for DJ Young. Hard eights running away with some momentum.
This is the part where the Young and Ignatowicz, the pressure, and then the trying to make the hero shot and get 3 points back in one, and you can't, right? It's just like any sport. You can only get 1 point at a time, 2 points at a time in basketball. You know what I mean? It's one score at a time. You're not going to get them all back. Don't be the hero. Stay in the point. Do what got you there.
Timeout is called on the court. The Ranchers searching for answers. What do you think Anna Bright and Jackie Kawamoto would be telling their counterparts at this point in the match of what they need to do to close the gap here?
I think they've got to extend the points now. So they started off hot. They were making those balls. And like you said, now they're looking at it like, hey, we just lost the lead. Now they're trying to get that lead back in one swing. They need to kind of get back to, DJ was staying in those cross-court battles a little bit longer. In the last couple of points, he's pulling the trigger on probably the second ball. We saw James pull the trigger on that one there. They've got to get to that 7, 8, 9, potentially 10 balls before they even think about speeding it up.
It's so cliche, but it's 1 point at a time, right? Yeah. And especially in rally scoring, you can't give up 3 points. And so 1 point at a time, work your way back. The only point that matters right now is this one, right? Don't worry about the next one. Don't worry about getting all those points back. Get this one, then the next one. Worry about the one in front of you first.
Sincola back to serve. We are even in this matchup in terms of unforced errors, each team having 6. The Hard Eights having the edge, though, with 11 kills to the Ranchers 7. That ball called wide, and a good timeout there for the Ranchers to cause a break in momentum.
I think the stat that you just mentioned there is, the Hard Eights have more kills than the Ranchers, and they're taking less risks.
So how are they doing that?
Like that. They're choosing the right balls to go, whereas the Ranchers are trying to press to get that kill.
Wow, what a point right there. That is an unbelievable dig from Diascu. And Sincola avoids the net post right there. He almost got it off his chest.
So the way that Diascu got that back is, and I tell students this all the time, is when somebody attacks a ball and hits that ball hard at you, create a wall with your paddle. Anytime you hit a ball into the wall, it comes back. Don't try to hit out of that.
That's a tough pop-up. DJ Young taking care of business. To your point on Diascu, the most consistent player out there right now. Just one unforced error for him to his 5 kills.
And just like we talked about, elongating points, the Rangers do that right there. They come out on top. Great job by DJ Young making that adjustment.
Loading up on that backhand. The Ranchers aren't going away.
I like the construction, though, from Diascu, but that's not the speed up you want right there. He has to hit up on that ball, and it's right into the wheelhouse of Ignatowicz.
James Ignatowicz ready that time on his forehand.
Yeah, I think that's 2 bad speed up balls by Sincola. You mentioned the stats on Diascu. The reason why he has those stats is he has that well-rounded game. He's able to play soft and fast. So he constructs the point and chooses the right ball, where the other 3 guys, they kind of take larger risks than he does.
It's that hero shot we talk about, right? Don't be it. You don't need it right now. Stick to what got you there. Stay in those points. Wait for a better opportunity.
We have a 1-point game now in this second semifinal game. Timeout called on the floor. The Ranchers seemingly lost their grip on this game, but they've found a way to come back. And the Hard Eights back on their heels. What gives in this one?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think with this, we've been ingrained that we have to feel like we're working really hard to know that we're doing a good job, rather than allowing things to happen.
Cameron Blackwood with more insight. What'd you hear down there, Cam?
They executed perfectly. On the last time out, they said, stop driving, get a dink, get up to the kitchen line. You will win your points there. So they're doing exactly that, and you see them get back in this game.
She was listening in on the huddle of the Ranchers with that insight. Cameron, thank you. James Ignatowicz will take back the serve, looking to tie things up.
18-19.
What a drive from James Ignatowicz, catching the backhand of Johnson Cola.
It's such a sweet two-hander here as you watch this on screen. So compact, short, sweet, to the point, keeps it nice and low.
19-19.
Great job by Ignatowicz.
Tie game. There it is again, DJ Young feeding off the emotion. The game point now on the side of the Ranchers.
And again, Sincola's just pressing for a little too much right there.
2019.
Ignatowicz and Young have chosen the right balls. Balls that are floating up a little bit, not trying to develop something from a ball at the toes.
Firefight, DJ Young coming away victorious with that one. Guess what? Game 2 goes to the Ranchers. James Ignatowicz, DJ Young fighting off several rounds of adversity. What happened on game point?
Well, they sped it up again. Hard Eight sped it up, and there wasn't a need to right at that point. Stay in that point. As soon as you get them on the aggressiveness, meaning the Ranchers, they're going to end that and put that away, and they did just that there.
The Ranchers one step closer to $100,000 on the line in the finals. We have mixed doubles coming up after this one, but first, let's catch up with the winners, DJ Young and James Ignatowicz, standing by with Cameron Blackwood.
James, you changed your strategy of driving to get up the kitchen line to dinking to get up the kitchen line. Why?
Well, DJ has a lot of length, and I wanted to try to just give him a chance to use his length, pretty much just penetrate John as much as he could, and that's what he did. And he played amazingly. I just kept the ball in play and let him go to work, and that's the strategy.
What's the advantage of running around the ball to hit that nice forehand dink?
Overall, it just creates a lot of space. I think I disguise my forehand better than my backhand anyway, and I can get better angles with it. So try and penetrate like James over here said.
Thanks, guys. Back to you, Michelle.
Cameron, thanks so much. And so, up next, it's mixed doubles. The Hard Eights have to win this match to stay alive this game, and we will be back with the revealing of the mixed doubles pairings right after this short break. Don't go anywhere. The drama is only beginning at Championship Court.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. You need supplements that are backed by science with natural and plant-based ingredients and that are third-party tested. Because cleaner is better. Like Ora Organic. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at oraorganic.com.
matter the type of player you are.
Junior, for now. No matter where you're from.
אני מישראל, שלום.
No matter your gender, no matter your age.
No matter what tour you play on or who you play with.
No matter what's in your bag or what paddle you use.
What matters is your love of the game.
Celebrating the sport and knowing your level so that you can keep pickleball fun and fair for everyone. What matters is you.
What matters is you.
What matters is you.
Unify the game.
Download Duper today to learn the power of you.
Know your level.
Know your game.
Are we ready to get this started? Welcome to Pickleball Night in America Live. We're coming to you from Dripping Springs, Texas.
We have received 2 backhand winners back-to-back.
Thomas Wilson is so fast.
Oh, DJ with the behind the back.
Wow, just caught the back corner.
Wow. Oh my goodness gracious.
Wow. Wow, that was amazing.
Great
Wow.
I mean, we saw so many things there. We saw speed
Look
ups
at the
and
crowd
resets.
standing up over there.
For that rally, come
Steve
on
King
now.
standing up. Everybody, so you got a standing ovation on that shot.
Back on championship court, it is time for our first mixed doubles matchup between the Hard Eights and the Ranchers. It is a must-win situation for the Hard Eights. If they don't win this one, they are done, and the Ranchers punch their ticket to the final round. And the Ranchers put out their targets, as did the Hard Eights. Andre Dascu and Georgia Johnson will be squaring off against the intense Anna Bright and her partner DJ Young. If you're Georgia Johnson and Andre Dascu, how are you approaching this mixed doubles matchup?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I like this matchup actually for the Hard Eights because it puts Dascu cross court from DJ Young. And Dascu is one of the hottest players on tour right now. And I like that control of him. So we're going to see, and then it's going to be the cross-court battle of Georgia Johnson and Anna Bright. But I like Dascu being able to step in the middle there.
Yeah, you're going to look for him to control that play. But for Bright and Young, they have to keep Dascu in check. They have to keep him honest. They have to go behind him. And they have to kind of tame their aggressiveness just a little bit. They can do it, but they've got to choose the right balls. If they start speeding up from the wrong balls, Georgia and Andre are going to be able to counteract that.
And we're off. $100,000 on the line. And Anna Bright loading up early on the backhand.
Yeah, and the best part about this, she didn't do too much with it. She saw the opening, knew it was there, and just easily pushed that down the line.
Dascu speeds it up, a rare miss for him.
Yeah, he's going body shot right there. He wasn't going court, and a lot of the times when you do speed a ball up like that, you are going for body, because it's more, if they do get it back, they're not going to get a good ball back.
Ooh, tough ball on long. Was that ball potentially going out for Georgia Johnson?
I mean, from where I'm standing right here, I think the wind was blowing that out, and what made her hit it was Andre said you, and then she kind of freaked out a little bit instead of letting that ball bounce.
Andre Dascu making his presence known at the kitchen.
And the last thing that the hard eights need to do here is press.
1-3.
And start to feel this pressure after going down 3-0 here early.
DJ Young's got the ability to kind of flip the hand over, and then he either slaps it straight forward or he slaps this hard angle back the other way. Unconventional swing.
Yeah, it pronates that arm over the top, and it's like a frying pan slap forward here.
Georgia Johnson back to serve for the hard eights. Don't want to lose their grip on this one early. Dascu with a crafty Ernie. He'll take it.
Now, usually Dascu's getting away with speeding up at the female in front of him. Anna Bright's a different beast. He needs to be careful when he's speeding up at her and her counters.
That's the net for Georgia Johnson. And the Ranchers stay on top.
Yeah, her footwork was off a little bit there. Legs, I mean, knees were completely straight. She's walking through the ball. Got to have that good base.
Yeah, and we can feel it as the breeze is coming into our booth. So on camera, it'd be from right to left on your screen. Or excuse me, left to right.
Depends on the angle.
Right.
And a sneaky backside shot for Georgia Johnson.
And that's all started here from a great reset right there from DJ Young.
5-5.
See DJ set up that reset from Andre Dascu, pardon me.
He's got so much power. Why not take that ball out of the air? I mean, I don't know if he's, seeing if that wind will blow the ball out right there, but even in that situation, split the kitchen and just tee off on it.
Hard eights got their first lead of the game, surrendering that to tie it up. That net, that'll get you. Georgia Johnson, Anna Bright takes back the serve. Set himself up for DJ Young to finish on the forehand.
Well, it almost looked like Dascu thought that Johnson was going to take it out of the air. She didn't. He ends up having to hustle back and try and hit a drop shot.
Georgia Johnson catches Anna Bright off guard.
Yeah, and that's a good spot from Georgia. She reaches in, doesn't try to do too much with it, but it's enough pace that if Bright lets that ball get too deep, it's at her feet, which is exactly what happened.
Just wide for Dascu. The hands battle goes to the Ranchers. It's the game they like to play.
He got a little off balance on that because Young was behind him. He caught him a little bit.
Right now, Bright and Young have done an excellent job of going behind Dascu a couple of times. They're definitely keeping him honest. And when you do try to keep somebody honest, you're not looking at speeding it up behind them. You're looking at making a ball bounce to pull them off more.
Andre Dascu catching Bright in transition.
Yeah, Dascu with a good 1-2 combo right there. And he finally is able to get him down at Anna Bright's feet. good work from both Johnson and Deescu to get back in that. Deescu misses that punch down the line.
I think he got a little excited on that one. He got excited that they got back into the point, they got back up to the kitchen, and then just rushed the swing.
DJ catches Georgia Johnson on her heels.
I mean, you can't be any more fired up than Young and Bright and playing very clean, especially when they're getting pushed on their heels from Andre Deescu up at the kitchen line.
Yeah, but Young read that ball perfectly right there. Deescu tried to come over. Georgia kind of hugging the line a little bit, so she stepped back, and then Young caught her coming back across.
So the Ranchers, the first team to 11. We have an end change on championship court. The Hard Eights doing whatever they can to come back into this one. Major League Pickleball is presented by Aura Organic, the official nutrition partner of MLP. By Knockaround Sunglasses, the official sunglasses partner of Major League Pickleball. And Pro XR Pickleball, the official paddle partner of MLP. And by Franklin, the official ball of Major League Pickleball. Cameron Blackwood was courtside with some insight down below. Cameron, what'd you hear?
These women are not interested in playing traditional pickleball. They're not afraid to go straight up with these guys, and they have the hands to finish out points.
They sure do, especially Anna Bright, who's said she's going to go toe-to-toe with anyone. DJ Young back to serve for the Ranchers, looking to protect their 3-point lead.
That's the start they needed after that timeout and end change. They needed a quick, good, clean point. Georgia Johnson gives it to them.
And it was a good move by Young, but Georgia did a better job of just going through the middle instead of going back to Anna.
Deescu testing Anna Bright. Hard Eights right back in.
Sankola and Barr are the two biggest cheerleaders right now because they want to play. If they can't pull this out, they're stuck on the sidelines.
No, I'm laughing at DJ's Ernie right there. I mean, that's just
the pancake again.
It's the pancake as he's going across the kitchen and flicking it back the other way.
Tough break for Deescu. You can feel the frustration building on his side. DJ Young continues the serve.
He fooled himself right there, right? He went to go hit that pancake fat, right, with that forehand, but then got caught because it was too low.
Yeah, it was a good reset by Johnson. She didn't try to do too much with it, and then floated, and that caused the confusion.
Oh, Anna Bright with the angles and an animated come on, putting her team up by 3.
Well, she answered straight back right there. Deescu trying to speed up in front of her. She didn't do much, just created an angle with the paddle and a slight movement.
Okay, Anna Bright down the line. Off of the dink battle. Andre Deescu was looking to get involved. He gets burned.
I mean, let's go back to 20 shots ago when Anna Bright and DJ Young were on their heels. Andre Deescu had a couple overheads that he could not finish. They got back in that point, earned the right to have that shot right there at the end. Anna Bright waited and waited and waited.
She sold it. She sold it 100% because she was waiting for Deescu to stop moving down the line.
Yeah, he was pinching middle, started to slide back, but then eventually he stayed.
Perfect job.
Ranchers up by 4. If they win this game, we are done. They seal the deal, punch their ticket to the finals as BLQK awaits who their opponent will be. This is the Hard Eight's last chance to climb back in to this tournament. Trailing by 4 in the game, trailing by 2 games in the series. The Ranchers, though,
Newport, show these guys what you got.
almost seem too powerful to be able to take down.
Well, the power in the defense, and you talked about it, I mean, they're getting these big overheads back, and we're actually seeing that more and more. And we've seen it over the last 3 days, where it's extremely difficult to put a ball away unless you're creating an angle. Go one hard through the middle and then spread.
Down the line for Georgia Johnson with the last-minute flick of the wrist.
And instead of going cross court, Georgia kept DJ honest right here and gave herself an opportunity to hit a ball back behind him. Great point construction from the young Johnson.
15 years old is Georgia Johnson. Deescu that time creating the error. And so the Hard Eights, 2 points back.
Yeah, Deescu with the hard crash just took away the timing of DJ Young on that one.
Georgia changing the spot. Again, she sensed DJ was going for the Ernie because he's reading that now. She goes to his right foot and keeps the ball away from the Ernie possibility.
DJ Young finishing off the point and protecting the 2-point gap. That was a huge point on both sides.
So Young gets the finish there, but the smart move was midpoint where Anna Bright reset it. She read back to hit a two-hander, chose to reset it, get back into the point rather than squaring away with the fast moves.
For DJ Young, the Hard Eights right back in, making this a 1-point game.
Again, it's Georgia Johnson. She's keeping him honest right there. I love it now. It's a good timeout. They've come out and scored 4 last 5 points.
Anna Bright right down the line. Answering back. You're shaking your head. Why, Chad?
No, I mean, that's not a good speed up from Deescu right there. Yeah, he's reaching in, but you're feeding Anna Bright her two-handed backhand, and that's the exact ball that she wants.
DJ Young with a commanding Ernie at the body of Georgia Johnson. Ranchers 3 points away from closing in on this match.
Anna Bright tried to sell that so hard.
Yeah, she did.
Come on. All right, fine.
All right.
I'll give it.
Was that? That was that. Okay, yeah.
All right, I'll roll it back. Soft smile at the end of that one. She's so much fun to watch. DJ Young just sneaks one behind Andre Deescu.
That's the perfect ball from DJ Young right there. He made it look like he was going to speed that up, hard ball through the middle, throws that little change up, just a little roll instead of being aggressive.
Do or die time for the Hard Eights. That ball is wide. Match point for the Ranchers.
Yeah, and Anna Bright's cross-court balls there, we've seen Georgia start pushing it more and more and more because Bright's doing such a good job of rolling that forehand dink. Georgia had just gone for a little too much, pushing that ball wide, giving match point.
Andre Deescu begging for one more chance to climb back in. The Ranchers are frozen at 20. They can only win on their serve from here on out. A tough redirection of the net caused a jam for Georgia Johnson. Match point back on the side for the Ranchers.
2017.
DJ Young and Anna Bright take this one, not only for their mixed doubles team, but for the entire Ranchers squad, a brand new looking team punching their ticket to the final round against BLQK. How were Bright and Young able to get it done, Chad?
Well, second match in a row that it ends on and around the post. But Young and Bright kind of kept each other in check right there. They didn't pull the trigger too many times on bad balls, which is what we talked about at the beginning. They constructed their points, they set it up, and they kept Deescu honest.
And when you have a patient DJ Young like that, which we wanted to see, he is very dangerous. Going in against BLQK tonight, that's going to be a good matchup.
Cameron Blackwood is standing by with the winners, DJ Young and Anna Bright. Cameron.
Anna, why were you so successful going straight up against Andre?
I've played him a few times. He's a really good player. I know he likes to earn it, kind of have a feel for when he might do it. So I think I was just really hyper-focused, really on today, and I came out ahead.
What was the discussion you had with your team before you stepped on court this morning?
Well, I was just basically begging and praying for Anna to just show up and do all the work for me. Not a lot of discussion, just a lot of hoping that she'd just show up and beat everyone for me. So it worked out really well.
There you have it. Back to you. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Cameron, thanks so much. It is time now for the Pro XR Pickleball Performance Shot of the Match as the Ranchers punch their ticket to the finals. Anna Bright, DJ Young taking care of business. Anna Bright, so lethal on that double-handed backhand.
She's nasty. I mean, look at this. That's just punished down the line right there. But watch how she clears herself and gives herself that space. That's dangerous. We're going to see a lot of that tonight.
One step closer for the Ranchers to earn $100,000 of cash prizes on the line for the finals here tonight on Championship Court. Our coverage of that begins at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over on CBS Sports. It is pickleball you don't want to miss. For Dominic Catalano, Chad Edwards, and Cameron Blackwood, I'm Michelle McMahon. We thank you so much for tuning in for our semifinal coverage this morning. We'll see you back for the finals on CBS Sports this evening.